playing is after John's remarks.
So Roger finally got one right. I guess
Yes.
he's been hearing that.
Did you hear that story?
Yeah.
Came in twice. Yeah.
There you go, John.
Hello.
You know, I just completed my first half marathon. I saw that on Facebook.
And I liked it. I liked it.
Oh yeah, you might have. So many people like.
Yeah. I know.
That's what I was trying to do right now.
And I'm running a second in November.
Amanda put her
Thanks, man. They're going away now because it's cold. Hi, Les.
John, I really thought I was going to miss you more than I do, but so far it's been great.
Hey Les, have you met Mitch Miller?
Nice soul patch there.
You're not a Yankee fan?
No.
Let's have a moment of silence. Is Liesl trying her
I
beer
think
out
so.
there?
Jamie is. I know Jamie.
Cool Ranch.
You have anything to say to John?
Hey John, congrats.
What to all of our guests who are coming, I realize this is really early in the day for jazz guys, but had it as late as we could. We're happy to see Roger Rossi here. He can now stop coming every Wednesday. And welcome to our friends from the Army Field Band as well, who served alongside John in the past. I had the great honor of not only knowing Master Sergeant Desalme, but also knowing his father very well. And I think you can just say the apple doesn't fall at all far from the tree, because he's one of the finest musicians and one of the most genuinely wonderful human beings I've ever met. And so when I first met him, I thought, wow, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And you know, normally when it comes time for somebody retired, they're asked to kind of just give a list of the things that have been important to them. And I usually just go and extract one or two things out that I think might be of interest to you. But in this case, I was so taken by all the things that he said that I just want to read to you what he wrote to me about what he thought was important about his career. Because I think everything in here tells something different about him and just about him. He's got some career highlights from his time with the Army Field Band. Seeing the country and the world and experiencing the joy on people's faces whenever we played music. Being with the Field Band's concert band for President Reagan's historic speech to the returning World War II troops in Normandy on a cold summer day. Meeting those vets and marching through little towns of northern France, Belgium, and Holland was like being in a ticker tape parade every time. Thousands of people were at these parades cheering us on as if it was 1944 and not 1984. He then joined TUSAB in 1988. I think I had the pleasure of sitting on that audition panel, and he blew us all away. And just his hiring action, I think, was kind of a seismic event in our history. And because I remember it very well, that vacancy stayed open for several years. And because we as a unit, the whole entity just said, you know, the standards are high, but they need to be even higher. And we're only going to hire the very best, even if we've got to go short to find the right person. And he was the right person. That vacancy stayed open a long time to find this guy. So he joined in 1988. Every ceremony, especially funerals, that I've ever been honored to be part of. Working with and guiding students at various high schools and colleges around the nation. Every time we ever played a concert with the Army Blues, but especially at functions where the audience was highly appreciative, such as the Montreux Jazz Festival. Being a part of the first USO deployment to the Mideast in 2002 with Downrange and the Blues. Working with AmeriCorps Youth and Habitat for Humanity as a member of Swamp Romp several times in the post-Katrina New Orleans. Every single time I've been able to hear or play the Stars and Stripes Forever. Having the daily privilege of being able to work with a totally professional jazz band, the Army Blues, and the birth of my two daughters, Heather and Amanda. So I think when you look at the decades of service, you know, lots of times people would be tempted to put all this really cool, famous stuff and that sort of thing. But what all these things say, a love of music, a love of people, and a love of country. And I think that pretty much summarizes the John Desalme that we've all got to know. So we're going to do the official proceedings here and honor you appropriately. And just so everyone can see, why don't we stay seated for this so that you can take photos.
Well, not say attention to orders.
You can say it, but you can pretend you're me. They'll just
Sit to
ignore
orders. To all who shall see these presents, greeting. This is to certify that the President of the United States of America, authorized by Executive Order 16 January 1969, has awarded the Meritorious Service Medal to Master Sergeant John W. Desalme, Jr., United States Army, for exceptionally meritorious service from 1 August 2002 to July 31st, 2002, while serving in positions of increased responsibility, culminating as jazz saxophone soloist, clarinetist, saxophone section leader, and clinician for the Army Blues, United States Army Band, Pershing Zone, Joint Base Meyer Henderson Hall, Virginia. Master Sergeant Desalme distinguished himself at the highest profile venues for both military and civilian audiences with flawless solo and ensemble contributions, which greatly enhanced the musical reputation of the Army Blues, Swamp Romp, and the United States Army Band, Pershing Zone. This award recognizes 31 years of dedicated service by Master Sergeant Desalme and reflects great credit on him, the United States Army Band, the Joint Force Headquarters, National Capital Region, the United States Army Military District of Washington, and the United States Army. Signed, Michael S. Lennington, Major General, U.S. Army Commanding. Certificate of Retirement from the Armed Forces of the United States of America. To all who shall see these presents, greeting. This is to certify that Master Sergeant John W. Desalme, Adjutant General's Corps, having served faithfully and honorably, was retired from the United States Army on the first day of December 2012. Signed, General Raymond T. Odierno, U.S. Army Chief of Staff. Certificate of Appreciation for service in the Armed Forces of the United States of America, Master Sergeant John W. Desalme, Adjutant General's Corps. I extend to you my personal thanks and the sincere appreciation of a grateful nation for your contribution of honorable service to your country. You have helped maintain the security of the nation during a critical time in its history with a devotion to duty and a spirit of sacrifice in keeping with the proud traditions of military service. Your commitment and dedication have been an inspiration for those who will follow in your footsteps, and for all Americans who join me today in saluting you for a job extremely well done. My best wishes to you for happiness and success in the future. Barack Obama, Commander-in-Chief.
It doesn't get any better than this when it comes to pictures, and places John and his buddies at the place where we're also honored to perform. So maybe. And wait, there's more. I'm going to go sit down there.
This is a plaque we give all our retirees. It says, the United States Army Band Pershing Zone presented to Master Sergeant John W. Desalme in grateful acknowledgement of faithful and devoted service and in thankful recognition of significant contributions to the mission of the Pershing Zone. And whenever I read this, I highlight the word significant. We're honored to be in a place to play music for historical events of great significance. We're next to leaders of the world, and there we are standing there playing music on TV, and John's been a big part of that for many years. I appreciate John. Every time I'd subbed in the blues, he made me feel really at home, and just had really great things to say. Even when I conducted the band, he lied and said I did a really great job. But I hope there's a great place on your wall for this. And every time you look at it, you'll think of us. We're going to have a lot of things for you today, but this will be a really neat thing. So congratulations on a wonderful career.
Thank you.
Well, this is, John, this is the new photo that you're in. It's actually the current configuration of the Blues. It's pretty tough to get a photo with turnover, and we have a new warrant officer as well. This is the taking of Jefferson Memorial back in late August, and all the guys in the band signed it. So John, on behalf of everybody in blues, congratulations for that. And on a more personal note, and then I have one more thing that somebody mailed to him as well. But I have to say, I mean, John is truly unique. That word unique is thrown around a lot, but it really, I mean, he is a unique individual, a unique musician. He has, I mean, I think Larry Ferguson once said there are, characters in the band, and John is definitely a character. I mean, one of those people, when he leaves, there's no way to replace him. And I actually would not be here today had it not been for a phone conversation I had with John in 1987. That's right. I had finished up a master's degree at Iowa. One of the other TAs out there, I was looking at jobs and looking at service jobs, and I called John because there was an opening in the Army field band in the trombone position, the concert band. Called John up. He didn't know me from Adam, and I said, what's the gig like? What's the scene? And he said, well, it's a great job. You travel a lot, but if you've got a family or wife, it's a little harder because you're on the road a bunch. And I just met my wife, and we were our wife to be, and we were planning on getting married, and thought, this maybe is not the best. So that advice actually, put me on this path instead. So here's something from a little lighter from Sergeant Major retired Mark Taylor. He would love to have been here today. He sent a gift and a little letter which says, "Hey John, congrats on your retirement. In keeping with the military retirement austerity program on gifts for retirees, I saw this hat at a garage sale in Florida. And immediately thought of you. It replaces that bus driver hat you've worn for so many years in the Army band and will work great for fishing. It even works as I tried it out down here. Have a wonderful ceremony and party. Wish I could be there. And don't forget to preach to the crowd." Mark Taylor. So why don't you open it? Haven't seen it yet. Mark told me what it was. I've opened it to the point where all you, even with your aged hand. My understanding is it's got batteries in it, and it's solar powered, and I believe there's a little fan.
There is a little fan.
There will be other more irreverent presentations later today, which we can't do in mixed company. So that's it for me. I think Mark Wood has something to present as well.
Okay, so I have kind of assumed the role of the unofficial assistant secondary photographer for the unit, and I do a lot of photos for the blues as well. So last night I printed out a couple of my favorites of John. Now John, I know you're not going to have a lot of room in your double wide because I had a lot of photos to choose from. So I'm going to give you a couple of extra options. This one is a beautiful photo taken by Chris Brannigan on our photo shoot.
Oh, great.
All right, you can interchange these with the frames that we'll have.
Cool.
You're welcome. Plus, I was afraid that when you park your house, if you had all these framed, they'd be falling off the walls. So I was thinking of you. Okay. Now this one is something I like to call "Do Not Go Gentle Into That Good Night." Gently. Thank you. This was taken on John's last gig with the blues, which was in Manassas at the Whistle Stop train station. And the Caton Merchant House retirement home bus was right there. So as soon as we finished the concert, he didn't even bother packing up the saxophone. He just walked on the bus.
They all knew him anyway.
There were a couple of ladies that came to check John out at the concert. They had heard a young whippersnapper was going to be and let me tell you something, he wowed them. Now, This one is actually a very nice photo of you, John. This was taken at John's really last gig with the Blues, which was a TLT on Whipple Field. You can see the monument in the background. And this was... all right, one more and we're done. Will this fit? Do you have room for this?
I might.
You might have to get a triple line. Okay, this one also was taken at the Whistle Stop train station in Manassas. The Blues, you can see, were standing in front of this gigantic love sign, and I thought this was significant because John is kind of like a puppy that you hug him and you squeeze him and you nurture him and you teach him the ways. And 7 years later, he's still chewing your shoes. He's still eating garbage. And he's still peeing on the carpet. But you know what? You just love the guy. He brings you so much happiness and joy that you can't get rid of him. He's there forever. And that is what we call unconditional love. Thank you, which is what we have for you.
Is that it? Okay.
Oh, that's right. This is from the entire Blues. John, it's been 24 years?
Yes.
During that time, we've had great opportunities to play together, work together musically with the Blues, outside with the Blues, outside fishing, Shenandoah, canoeing, camping, tubing with the girls and my sons, camping. Obviously, John is beyond unique. Okay, and I've had great opportunities. We really want to get something that would allow him to continue with the pleasures you have on the outside. So we have a little gift certificate. And also, I wanted to get you a lunch. I mean, his culinary habits are renowned, are legend. I mean, if there's a 7-Eleven, it's a gourmet buffet. Saltines, sardines, it's great. So, in addition, I went ahead and got you the Palms version of that lunch. So, if you want to open that, there you go. So instead of saltines, we have the cars. These are yes. Yeah, we'll have a silver platter, and then instead of sardines,
Kipper snacks.
no, that's instead of the old style, right? Instead of the old style, we got the imported, all the way from Pennsylvania. And instead of sardines,
Crocodile pate.
crocodile. That is fun.
I might have to eat that right now.
I figured it wouldn't last long. Additionally, there is an envelope in there. If you can open it now or later. But anyways, congratulations. You have to lose.
Wow. Is this on? Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for your comments. This is indeed a special day for me. It really is. And what Craig said is truly what means the most to me. It's the friendships from my old friends at the field band that I've known for so long, since 1981. Jim Roberts, Pat, I think you guys are the ones I've known the longest. Pat Dillon's here, Lauren McClung, Command Sergeant Major of the field band. The guy who replaced me, Vince Norman's here. Replaced me at the field band, that is. And we used to call ourselves the sax section back then, so we had a lot of fun. And I truly want to thank all of you for coming. I know this is optional. You didn't have to be here, so it means a lot that you're here. And I've had nothing but fun and joy every single moment that I've been at this job. Well, maybe not every single moment. Pretty close, pretty close, pretty close. And I truly meant it when I said I was really honored to be on every ceremony that I've ever been on, every funeral. I've got friends, as I'm sure some of you do, who know nothing about music or the Army, and they found themselves in attendance at one of these funerals sometime in their life. And each one of my friends and each of the people that I know that has ever attended one of these funerals that's left a mark on them, they speak with the deepest reverence of that event. That meant so much to their families. And so, ceremonial band, thank you for, Sergeant Major Harley, thank you. Yeah, I've enjoyed it, I really have. I've played with every component in this organization except the men's chorus. And I've had fun with every one. You know, and the swamp romp, the colonel mentioned that. I just how much fun. Harry kind of put that together along with Graham. And I was one of the charter members of swamp romp. We've been doing that for how long, Graham? How long has that been going on? 13 years. And the most important days of swamp romp for me personally were post-storm New Orleans, when we went down there and actually swung a hammer and helped build some of those houses, and then we'd play a set of music, and then we'd go swing hammers or tote wheelbarrows full of sand. And worked with the AmeriCorps youth down there, wonderful kids that donate their time for no money whatsoever. These AmeriCorps kids are something else. I do have a few little things I want to say. I'm going to forget if I don't pull out my cheat sheet. Well, not a lot of them are here, but, you know, crew, sound, you guys, you know, first in, last out, everybody appreciates you. You don't hear it enough. You really don't. Everybody in supply, it's a lean, mean outfit up there. Whatever you need from supply, you get it these days. Just you get it. It's there. And those guys are top-notch up there. They really are. Strings, I don't think there's any string players here, but we used to do a lot of those. There we go, Charlotte, thank you. Jim Roberts' wife, Charlotte. The days that we did the jazz orchestra concerts were very important and very meaningful for me, as they were for the audience. Rather cumbersome things to put together, but I thought they were very classy. Hey, Bruce, how are you? Bruce Baldwin, ladies and gentlemen. I've already thanked the ceremonial band and what they moved me, and the concert band, and I meant it about the Stars and Stripes Forever. That's my own personal favorite march of all time. And every single time I hear that march, it does something to me. I don't know why. If I hear the concert band practicing that march when I come into work, I always make a point to step in the door and just wait till they finish it up. And to hear the Heralds play with the NSO on the 4th of July is just beyond compare. I mean, for me to be able to experience that almost on a daily basis just means so much to me, because that march does something to people. When I traveled with the field band, with the concert band several times, every time we played that march out in the middle of nowhere, people would stand up, they'd be crying, they'd be bawling. You know, it's just something else. It's truly an incredible experience. You know, finally, the Army Blues. I hope I've mentioned everybody. If I've left anybody out, I'm sorry. You guys, I just can't believe that I've had the opportunity to play with you every day. Best band in the land, you know. How lucky am I to be able to have this job where I get to come in and do what I enjoy and serve my country at the same time. It really means a lot to me, and I'm going to miss you guys terribly. They're so talented. I mean, my whole saxophone section that we hired, you know, they're all from North Texas State, graduate degrees, finest jazz learning institution in the land. Dave Eastman, you know, you go back to trombones, same thing. Matt, organizational guru. He can organize anything and play jazz and legit trombone, as our new guy, Victor Bronco, can. He played lead in the blues and the concert, or the symphony orchestra at the same time. He was in 1 o'clock and the symphony at the same time while he was in North Texas. It's incredible to me. This is the kind of talent we have. Bill Holmes, one of my oldest friends, man, when I first got here, he put his arm around me and said, "Everything's gonna be okay, John." He plays with the Smithsonian Jazz Masterworks Orchestra, as does Kenny Rittenhouse, the slingingest player in the band. Steve Fiddick, man, when this guy plays drums, and you're going to hear him in a minute, it just puts goosebumps on my neck every time I hear him play. It really does. Trumpets, gosh, you guys got Ken McGee now, screamer. We have Craig, who came up, my old fishing buddy, known for 24 years. But you got a graduate degree from Arizona, right? Yeah, and also went to North Texas. We have Mark and Graham, who like to grill weird meat on the grill and argue about football. Oh, man. No, those guys are incredibly talented. The whole band is it just blows me away, the talent that's there. Harry, I just mentioned you a moment. Harry Waters just walked in from the funeral. Thank you for being here. Swamp Romp's been some of the finest days of my life. It really has.
John.
Yeah, we're going to miss you too, Harry. We really are. And I mentioned the trips to New Orleans as being, the most important and special for me. So thanks for organizing those. Harry Waters, he organized those. Thank you, Lee. And lastly, I'd like to say welcome to my family that's here. My better half, Aaron Lyle, my daughter, Heather, her husband, Tyler, my other daughter, Amanda. If you guys could stand real quick and just wave to the audience. Thank you. They're the real reason that I've stayed in the Army. I forgot to mention Les in the sax section earlier from the field band. I'm sorry. Les Owens running the camera back there. So it was Pat Dillon, Command Sergeant Major, Lauren McClung, who I could say a few things about, but I'm afraid I might put your career in jeopardy. You want me to continue? We hired Lauren. He was working, I think, as a stripper on Catalina Island. Or saxophonist. He's got his clearance. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. Oh, man. So, yep, lastly, I'd just like to say, it's what Craig said, and it's what I've been saying all along. The most important thing, when you're young, you do things with each other. You help each other move into apartments. You have lots of cookouts and picnics, and you go fishing a lot. Retirees are here. Steve Klintberg's been part of that. We've had some fun trips, like the time we went to Canada, and the guy said, "You guys all citizens?" Yeah. Do you have any animals in there? No. Are there any guns in there? No. It's a perfect unison from everybody. And the Border Patrol agent said, "Pull over." That's Steve Klintberg for you. I was worried you might have had something down. It's the friendships that are so frequently renewed when you're young, and then you get older, and you get married, and things happen. People move. This area is known for its horrible traffic. As you guys know, I'm late a lot. The traffic, I live 50 miles away, so it's becomes harder and harder to get together to do the things that we much enjoyed so much. So the workplace becomes the pivot point for the friendship. It really does. The workplace becomes the pivot point for these deep and meaningful friendships. And I can only hope that now that I'm retired and once everybody else is retired, that we can continue with these friendships. And Craig, we need to start going fishing some more. All these things that we used to do, let's start doing them again. It's all about the people, it's about the music, and it's about the United States of America. God bless you, everybody. God bless you. Thank you. Thanks, Mary. I'm going to miss you. Please, come on up and look at. Before everybody goes, I wanted the Army Blues, my friends, to play a couple of big band tunes that affected me when I was about 14 years old. So this is traditional big band music, and it's exciting, up-tempo form. The first thing is Big Swing Face, and the second thing is Jumping at the Woodside. when you're ready, Steve, kick it off. And Mr. Coppola, thank you. I've known you for such a short time, and I'm going to miss you greatly. He's asked me to cut off the band today, so watch me for the cutoff. All right. Have at it. Paula Palmatier. Everybody. Apparently I've used some stretching. Thank you guys, I'm gonna miss you so much. I really am. Thanks for being here. Chief Fuller, please.
I think got some, would like to see you out here in the lobby, but before that, for those of you who want to take some pictures, we'd like to get his loved ones up there and get some photos, give you a chance to get some photographs with us. Go on. All right.
Cameras.
Oh, yeah. Hey guys, let me get the picture.
Hey, come on. Almost the goosebumps.
Congratulations.
You're on your dad.
So they want to take a formal picture of us, I guess.
I don't know who we're supposed to look at. I hate it when too many people do this at one time.
I get it? Okay. Thanks, Les.
Good, John.
Hey, John, good try, buddy. You
Yeah.
did your best, and that's all we ask.
Right. That's all you've ever done. Your best is marginal. And
Marginal,
average.
and basically acceptable. You kind of met the standard most of the time, and we appreciate that.
Don't listen to these fools, man. We're gonna miss you, man. Peace out.
Hey, John, I've told you this before. Very few people reach the end of their careers with jolly goodness, happiness, bringing good cheer to the work environment. But you're one of those dudes, buddy. Great playing with you. Love you.
One wolf. Let's go fishing. One wolf. Need go fishing.
Oh, is it on? No, I have nothing to say, John. You know I love you, man.
John, I hope I run into you at the ladies' lingerie back in Marshall, where we always meet there on Wednesday mornings. I'll see you there next Wednesday.
John, quiero decirte muchas gracias. Muchas gracias, mi amigo americano de los Estados Unidos, saxofonista, blanco, muy blanco. John, love you. We'll never forget all the fun times we had. We'll keep in touch, of course, and don't be a stranger.
Or any stranger than he already is.
Exactly.
Hey, I forgot to bring that 24-year-old can of pickled herring to give back to you. I'm sorry, man.
Hey, John, love you, man. It's been a great experience playing with you and just hearing you and being working with you. So thanks a lot.
What? John Desalme. Specials guy. Probably one of the finest tenor voices I've ever had the privilege of hearing. Lyrical, always on, regardless of the style. The guy is, he's got it both. He's got idiot and savant. He's got it all rounded up. And so he's my hero.
Well, John, we'll miss you. I mean, tremendously. We'll really, absolutely miss you. No, not really.
My dad answered the phone and said, Army, I don't know about that. But there was no cell phones.
Yeah, he did run.
Yeah.
82.
Yeah, and we knew about his diet by nose on the bus.
The more you drink, the better it sounds, right?
Happy retirement, John. Zoc, the Impaler.
John, you're a hell of a tennis partner and a hell of a musician. I really miss playing with you both on the court and with Swamp Rom. You're always a person that makes me smile whenever I see you, but you also make me shake my head and roll my eyes, too.
Oh, no, not really. Just stripper.
Probably the best I've been in years.
Nice.
It
It's a
is.
nice touch.
But what I was telling him is that
how's it up
I
there in
told
New
him
Jersey?
I was a stripper, but I was doing much more.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can't talk about it.
You're retired now, dude. Don't wake up looking for the bus.
I got to say hello to John real quick.
John, so happy for you, and remember all the great times we had, and I hope we do get a chance to spend some time together, and now that you're retired, and So, love you, man. Congratulations.
I'm gonna miss you, John. You're my favorite player in the band, and I think you're pretty much awesome. And yeah, I'm gonna miss you.
Now go eat his food.
Yeah, I will. Of course. It's all a lie. But I had to say something nice.
Hey, John, congratulations on your retirement. I'm here because, you were instrumental in getting Les here at TUSAB. It's all your fault. It's all your fault. Congratulations.
Hey, I'm right here. I heard all that.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Lynn. Thanks
Oh
for
my
coming.
gosh, I wouldn't want to miss it.
I will miss you
But you
guys
did.
so much.
You're not going to miss it. We're on Facebook.
I know.
Come around anytime.
We're so scattered all over the Beltway. It's
And on
ridiculous. It's
Facebook,
so
she'll keep you informed of everything that she's
Oh, no.
doing
Les is
in
the
real
guy.
time.
In real time.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Les is the guy that does it.
Oh, I don't do that. I don't have time for that.
I just don't get it yet. I've got a Facebook page, but I'm almost afraid of it.
Yeah.
know? Like
I'm afraid of
gonna-
typos.
I do a little bit.
or that I'm gonna
Congratulations,
send
John.
it to everybody
Les,
and
my
stuff,
old friend.
know.
I've known you as long as anybody.
Wait a minute.
Hold on. Ah! Love you guys so much. I
Yeah,
really
but
do.
Lynn was right. He's in. Thank you, Lauren. John is instrumental, absolutely instrumental in me having a career beyond the DC Guard band. When he out of the blue calls me one day, just to check on his buddy. Says, "How you doing?" And I think my first comment was, if there was a window in this office, I would have jumped out of it a long time ago. And then he said, "We've had an opening over here for like a couple of years.
Yeah,
It's
like a
ceremonial band.
ceremonial.
They couldn't fill it. I came over and started all over again.
Yeah,
so
so
it
good
was
to have
awesome.
you back.
Yeah, it
It's
was
like
fantastic.
Kept the ties together from the old days with you.
Yep,
and-
yep,
oh,
yep,
man.
yep. It's been awesome. Thanks, John.
One of the funniest people on this earth, right here. Les Owen.
That's
cameraman.
Kind of sad.
Yeah.
Something else, John. You always have something funny to say.
What do you have to say to him going out the door, Bill?
Congrats, John. I'm gonna miss you a lot, man.
Thank you.
Really am.
Thanks, Bill.
You know,
You're a true friend.
Oh yeah, you are too, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully, hey, let's keep in contact.
Oh, we definitely will.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, right.
See you.